I'm already kind of confident that I'll at least enjoy Hellboy to the point of, like, if I go see it in theaters, I'll at least have a good time. Mm-hmm. Because they've already said it's going to be rated R. They've already shown me some of the things from Hellboy, and I like the visuals already, so I'm just kind of like, at least I know that there will be some enjoyment already. With Detective Pikachu, there's already kind of this mindset in my head that this is not going to be something I enjoy, because I don't think the idea of a live-action Pokemon sounds like something I'm going to like. I literally just continuously think, this is going to look fucking weird, and I'm just going to not fucking like it.
And there's no furries in it. And we're live from the Brojo for
There's
another...
definitely furries in it.
episode of the Rochamp Bros News.
Lol.
I am your host, Kian, not Keith. And back from the dead, apparently from his diabetic coma, is...
No diabetic comas, just mostly dead.
Just John Dean.
I got hit by a truck. Which was hit by a train.
Oh,
which
damn.
was hit by an airplane.
Yeah.
Which was hit by a meteor.
Oh.
Oh no. Which was then abducted by aliens.
But no, I'm here.
Yeah. We got Gil. Just Gil. And then Zach's back.
Hey.
He's like, he pulled that Spider-Man shit. He's like, podcast, no more. And then I get Zach, can I come?
Speaking of Spider-Man, on the events of people that are excited for that movie to come out on DVD, because I didn't go see it in theaters.
Hey, yo.
Did you not see it in theaters?
No, I was planning to do it and then just didn't.
Missed. It's so good.
Well, I mean, I'm going to watch it either way.
I
am kind of disappointed in myself because that movie definitely seems to have deserved my money.
Yeah, it very much deserved all 3 showings.
I just definitely
deserved it 10 times.
Well, I didn't really have the time. I just had shit going on every single weekend.
Right.
No, it's the time where
there was the one
busy.
day where I wasn't doing anything and then just didn't want to go out.
I think Into the Spider-Verse, like...
I have depression, Gil. Sometimes I don't want to leave my room.
After watching the Oscars and seeing that win, Best Animated,
yeah, that made me really happy.
Really happy. I was like...
I don't remember what its competition was. I think there was only
like Incredibles 2...
I think there was like one other movie
Wreck-It Ralph 2, and then I can't remember.
I think there was one other movie that I was like, that's probably okay competition, but I definitely think... Even not having seen the movie, just the, like, bits that I've seen from, like, trailers and commercials and stuff, like, that animation is so fluid.
You know what?
So
really,
good.
I hate anime Twitter sometimes, though, because they were, like, all mad that, like, Don't Eat My Pancreas didn't get an Oscar nod, I guess, and they were mad about that.
I don't even know what that is.
It's
it makes me laugh because mine doesn't work, but...
No, it still counts. Well,
I think it was Isle of Dogs.
Yeah.
Was the other thing that I was like, that's definitely a
Was it?
competitor.
That's an okay one.
What do you mean? I fucking love Isle of Dogs. I'm fine with Spider-Verse beating it out, but if
it's still a solid movie.
If there was
I don't hate Isle of Dogs. Like, I don't think it's like, Man, okay.
Stop motion is very difficult.
Stop motion is
I'm not saying it like that.
The most difficult.
That has nothing to do with me not liking Isle of Dogs. Like, why is that your go-to? I fucking hate the animation. Like, I love animation. It's just I didn't really mind. I didn't like the story as much, I guess. I like the story in Spider-Verse. Isle of Dogs is okay.
I like the story in Isle of Dogs.
But
very deep.
Yeah, that's the only thing from the Oscars I know. And then apparently Green Book won and someone got mad.
Yeah, the whole of the internet got mad. I was wondering.
Why?
Yeah, that's what I know.
What did Green Book win?
So Green Book won Best Picture.
I don't even know what that is. So.
I think people are mad because it was basically a race bait movie.
Well, those are technically Oscar bait movies as well.
Yeah.
What were the other nominees then?
I'll just bring it up. I knew one of them was Green Book.
Shape of Water?
Shape of Water came out last year.
That's what I thought.
And it won Best Screenplay last year.
That was also an Oscar bait movie. It just so happened to be an Oscar bait movie with a Bush scene in it.
And fucking The Fish Man.
People also got mad about Bohemian Rhapsody winning.
No, they got mad during the Golden Globes.
Oh, that was the Golden Globe.
Yeah.
That's an Oscar bait movie too.
I don't think Bohemian Rhapsody was that much of an Oscar bait movie.
Oh yeah.
No way. It didn't even make it on the line.
I haven't even seen it, and I know it's an Oscar bait movie. You can tell from the trailers.
Let's see. Okay, so it looks like Vice, A Star Is Born, Green Book, and yeah, what else? Vice, A Star Is Born, and Black Panther.
Black Panther for Best Picture. That's kind of surprising.
I kind of saw it coming, but it didn't win, obviously.
Yeah. I don't know.
And Black Klansman, and
really, Black Klansman.
Yeah.
That's kind of
surprising.
surprising.
It was an okay movie. I
liked it a lot, actually.
I liked the fucking the telemarketing one with Keith Stanfield.
Oh,
Thank You for Waiting.
Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking Thank You for Your Service, but yeah.
I think it is Thank You for Your Service.
Maybe?
I like that movie a lot.
I don't think it is. I think there's another movie called Thank You for Your Service, but I don't think that's what that is.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah, I really like that movie a lot too.
Still need to see both of them.
I also like him in Atlanta, so like I just like.
I really love the white voice scenes in that.
Yeah, movie. It's really because it's like David Cross and Patton Oswalt, and like fucking Danny Glover. I think has Steve Buscemi's voice.
Just put on your best white voice, and I'm like, oh my god, this movie's.
And he's like,
lol.
And he tries. He's like, no.
Your normal voice is a white voice.
My favorite part.
My favorite part of white male. Thank you very much.
That's too obviously fake.
My favorite part of Danny Glover's is like he tries to do it first, like no, like your white voice, like you don't have a care in the world.
Yeah. No, I love that movie.
It's a good movie, yeah. I watched The Umbrella Academy though. Actually,
I haven't seen it.
It's good.
I don't know. I've been watching a whole lot of movies as of late.
It's one of those Netflix series that I'm really surprised it's good. And I'm also really surprised Doom Patrol is good. And it's really weird because they're about like the similar kind of series of like misfit heroes doing shit. And it's like, I like Umbrella Academy I think a lot more than Doom Patrol. Because like, I had no idea Gerard Way was a comic book writer.
Lol. Yeah, he wrote the Resident Evils.
What?
Some recent Resident Evil comics.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure that he wrote.
He's writing Doom Patrol right now.
One or two of them, or something like that.
But I really like the Umbrella Academy. I think.
Yeah, it's just something he's been doing lately.
Because he wrote it in 2013, and some of the characters are really really cool. Like, yeah. So, what have you guys been up to? Zach, you haven't been here a while.
Lately I've been binging Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, I liking that. Yeah.
Pretty awesome,
Cherry
I must say.
Likes that, yeah. That's a good one. Anything else? Just that one?
No, that's pretty much all I've been watching for like the past week.
John?
I haven't really been watching a whole lot of TV lately.
You've been just doing a lot of competitive stuff though.
Yeah, mostly video games. But we did go to see Aleta not that long ago, and I really love that movie. But we also went to see Lego Movie 2. I went to see that with Brady and Kane. You guys went to see it at a different time.
Yep.
But
it was okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I liked it. It wasn't. I don't think it was near as good as the first one.
No.
But I was definitely more entertained than I was for Lego Batman.
Yeah.
It's like I don't think Lego Batman's bad. I
thought it was boring.
Yeah, I think the Batman jokes are kind of one-notey, so they work really well in another movie. But when you make it
just about Batman,
yeah, if you make it only a Batman movie, it's just kind of like. After like half an hour of the same joke over and over again, it's just kind of like, all right, I'm fine. But I really like the Batman stuff in Lego Movie 2 again because it's just like it's not always there.
I think it's a lot funnier because it's just like it pokes.
Yeah, it's like if it just like insert Batman joke here in between a bunch of other jokes that are completely different, then I really like that. I don't know. I like that they continued the renaming of things that we like common things from the human world kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like the Undar Dry R system. Like I like that sort of stuff.
The Sistar Galaxy, like there's a lot like
nothing quite as good as horse riding a horse from the first Lego movie.
What about the Raptors?
The Raptors were pretty good scenes.
I love when they shoot. Everyone just goes pew 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 pew.
Yeah,
pew,
that
pew,
that
pew.
was I actually like cracked up for a long time when when it was just like him rebuilding the gun and then all of a sudden I just hear pew 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 and I'm like, Oh God.
I was just like, and then I love the, like Gail pointed out, I love the names of the Raptors.
Yeah. I don't know, like, I didn't have a very good theater experience for that movie because we went on a Saturday night, and it's like, we should have kind of probably expected it.
Ooh, were there a shit ton of kids?
No, there wasn't a shit ton, but there was one family with one really loud kid that's just like, it's one of those kids that I just want to, like, get up and walk over to and be like...
Smack the shit out of?
No, but just, like, point him at the screen and be like, we can fucking read too. Stop reading everything and repeating everything.
Okay. So, when Zach and I first went to go see Into the Spider-Verse, we had that experience. Yeah. This kid would not shut the fuck up. But when Zach and I started laughing at, like, this really offshoot joke, the people in the back were like, shh.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
We didn't have any. We laughed at a couple scenes too, and we didn't have anybody that shushed us. But like this kid that was like really loud had to be like at least 9 or 10. So I'm like, if you bring your kids to the movie, and
there's no
like,
fucking excuse.
If they're like 3 or if they're like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 maybe, then it's like whatever. Like I'm in a kids movie, I kind of expect it. But if it's like 9, 10, 11, 12, and they like have 1 or 2 outbursts, it's not that big of a deal. But if it's like the whole movie, they're just like repeating all the lines and all the jokes, and like there's this. I think. Are you
really making fun of someone bringing their autistic kid to a movie right now, John?
Oh yeah. Well, it's like there was like a sign on the screen at one point where it was like, oh my God. I don't remember. Oh yeah, it's like early on where it's like 5 years later, and the kid is literally just loud as fuck, like 5 years later, and I'm like, I can fucking read too.
Like, I'm really glad, like Karina's 10, I'm really glad we went to go see Into the Spider-Verse. Not a word. She just is like, I asked her, she's like, did you like it? She's like, yeah, I did, and just walked away. I'm like,
oh, it's just like
that's a solid kid right there.
It's just like, it's not like I hate kids or anything, but like there's places. Well, yeah, okay. It's not like I hate kids, but I don't really like kids. It's just like, come on, like just shush your kid once in a while. Like there's times where I can't hear the movie because this kid's so loud.
Dude, I had that problem. Like you guys were lucky because like the Sioux City movie when we went to Broly. You guys were all together.
You got stuck with a family.
You had the option to come down with
us. No, then the dude, like, I was about to, and then those fucking dudes came in. I'm like,
oh yeah.
You got stuck.
Well, I don't think
that was like 40 minutes into the movie, though. Yeah.
No. They came in right when that started because I was gonna jolt in, but they came in. I'm like, oh, I don't want to take.
Well, I don't think those are their seats, anyways.
Yeah.
Because they took
none of the seats were anybody's seats.
No.
We figured that early on.
Yeah.
Except for Kean's, who went to his designated.
No, because those kids were
designated.
Those kids were on my fucking seat too.
Oh.
And he's like, "Well, I'm already sitting." I'm like, "Fine, I'll sit on this other fucking side." No, and then he just kept screaming shit. He's like, "It's Ultra Instinct." I'm like, "It's not. Shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
He's like, "I don't really know who these guys are." I'm like, "Why the fuck are you here then?"
Why was I there?
No, there's a difference. You're not fucking 5 years old screaming dumb shit.
I just laughed at dumb shit.
We got really lucky on Elite. Well, I mean, it's not really lucky. We went to the.
I told you.
We went to the Lamar's theater on a Sunday night.
Yeah, no one's gonna be there.
It was literally just me and Gil.
And he's like,
theater.
"Hey, we gotta go early. We gotta get all our stuff. We gotta find seats because it's gonna be packed."
It's like when
I told you, no one was gonna be there.
Okay, so I was not like it's gonna be packed. I just wanted to get in there before the trailers started because I wanted to watch those too. But I also wanted to buy popcorn and a soda.
We were there for
and I was
10
like,
minutes.
I didn't know if there was gonna be a line because there's other movies happening.
It's a Sunday night in Lamar's.
There's more people than you think living in Lamar's. How am
but how many
I've been to
go
the
to
theater.
The movie theater?
I had been to that movie theater one other time, and it was when we went to see Wonder Woman, and there was actually a decent amount of people in there. So
who the fuck wanted to see?
That's because that was Wonder Woman. And again,
it was Wonder Woman's first night.
Why do you hate Captain Marvel? I did not get to that.
God.
What is your big problem with Captain Marvel? Like,
Gil doesn't like women.
Essentially, that's what I was thinking. I'm pretty sure Gil's a sexist, but no.
Oh no, I was just making his gay joke.
I was fucking going for, but okay, Gil's gay.
I don't know. I just can't wait to watch her beat up an old lady.
No, but really, Gil, like, is yours an unironic hate? Is that what this is? Or do you, like, genuinely not want this to...
It just doesn't look good.
But why doesn't it look good? Like, I'm being real. Like now I'm trying to just break into your mind.
Bothers me that she won't wipe her boogers.
Wait, what?
Green blood in her nose.
Oh.
Every time I see it, I'm just like, give that bitch a Kleenex.
It happens constantly too. It's like, man, you need like a Visine or something, bitch. Come on. No, I'm kidding, but no, like literally, like I just do not understand your hatred for Captain. I can understand like Wonder Woman.
Every other Marvel character looks like from every trailer, doesn't matter what, looks like they have way more personality than she does.
Wow, are you telling me women don't have personality right now, Gil?
No, I'm telling you this character does not have personality.
Some men don't. Some people just don't have personality.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Like
maybe
every other Marvel character we've gotten that's been.
So do you feel okay that people are just review bombing it already just because they want it to look bad? Can I just ask you that?
That's their prerogative.
Okay.
I'll wait and see what the movie actually entails.
So
I'm not gonna watch it.
Are you gonna see it with us next week?
I'll wait until it comes out on DVD.
Okay. Well,
wow.
It's just you and me, Zach.
Wow.
Do you wanna come see Captain Marvel with us?
Depends on what's going on next. Oh, Friday?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if I work.
Because we'll invite John.
Friday.
Yeah, that's fine.
If it's like a Sunday or whatever, or Saturday, I'm probably down.
Okay. Well, we usually do this on Saturday.
I'm not wasting my time on something that doesn't look appealing.
You've gone to a shit ton of
You
movies.
hang out with me all the time.
Yeah, like I was just like, what, Zach? I'm
What?
kidding.
What?
Nothing.
What?
I was making fun of you, Zach.
I appreciate you calling me appealing, but Jesus.
High five.
At least handsome as fuck me.
But a humble brag though.
Yeah.
I'm good looking. I'm funny.
I'm really smart and funny and the best at everything I do
We're
and
talking-
humble as fuck.
Yeah,
like-
like we were talking. John's like, I think we do streaming, and I want to do a variety stream. I'm like, you could do it. You're fucking weird, and people would be interested. He's like,
And I
yeah,
was just like,
that's why.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm also
funny.
really funny and really skilled at video games and just handsome as fuck in general and really humble.
So let's hit the trailers. Dark Phoenix is our first trailer, and man, I'm not looking forward to this. John seems like he's interested in it.
So
It's
I
too
don't
late
know.
for me to jump in on the
So I
X-Men
just
series.
really like the X-Men. I don't really care that much about this
Watch
this
Logan.
continuity or whatever because like Days of Future Past is really in my opinion. First Class is pretty good, and then Armageddon is
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse, whatever, same fucking thing.
Armageddon.
No, Apocalypse is the character. The Armageddon is the end
The
of
word is
world.
the same.
The meaning behind
They
it.
both start with A. That's the same thing. Anyways,
So does Annihilation, but here we are.
It's kind of the same thing
X-Men
too.
Annihilation.
Anyways, Apocalypse is just kind of like, wow, this is a lot of hot trash. Which makes me really sad because they have some, like, seriously good actors in this movie series and they're just fucking wasting all of them with these garbage movies. Or these, like, semi-below average
Subpar movies.
Barely subpar. Like, I don't know, it's just like, I'm interested to see what they'll do. The effects look really good that they've shown off so far. Like, I really like some of the Dark Phoenix kind of design that they've been showing, but I am not expecting it to be good by any measure. I'm expecting it to maybe be entertaining.
Oh, that's understandable.
But
I
that's mostly just because I really like X-Men. So
I don't know. They fucked up Dark Phoenix once, so like don't think they can fuck it up as bad
see,
now.
well,
did
yeah,
that
the
in
third
X-Men.
X-Men movie is over the whole Phoenix storyline too. But I still found those movies to be entertaining enough, like that I enjoyed them when I saw them. I definitely don't consider them to be good movies. Like the first one's pretty good. The second one is also pretty good, and then the third one's just like, we're gonna poop all over
It's
everything.
a hot
we've
mess,
already
and then
made.
they're like, we'll make it up with Wolverine Origins. No, you didn't.
So that movie has like good things about it, but it just like shits the bed on everything else. It's like, this is promising. Here's a bunch of garbage. It's like, there's like one or two things that like almost redeem that
Are you
movie.
talking X3 or Origins?
Origins.
Origins had a good opening. Like,
Yeah.
that solid opening, and then it's just like, Nah.
Then we're
Downhill
gonna
from there.
There's a little bit of other things in there too that are pretty good. Like some of that stuff of like the scenes of Wolverine in like Canada and stuff, and then like fighting with Sabretooth and everything like that. It's literally just like
The game was
that
pretty cool.
ending of that fucking movie. Oh yeah, the game's super great.
The game's fucking awesome.
But yeah, literally just like the like ending arc of that entire movie is just like, here we go, it's a small roller coaster and it's going up, and then it's just like it dives into the center of the earth.
Yeah.
Like it's just so fucking bad.
Goes crazy.
And
Goes
then
really weird.
The Wolverine, I think, is like actually a really good movie. It's just like following up on Origins. It's just like, how do we take this crapshoot and then make a decent movie? And it's just like,
And then Logan is just like,
Logan is like,
woo.
That's a spicy meatball.
Oh yeah, that's right. We saw Fighting With My Family. I totally forgot
I
about
don't
it.
know what that is.
It's the
Oh, the wrestling movie?
Yeah.
So I'm not into wrestling, and I think that still looks pretty good.
It was,
It
a good
was pretty
movie.
good.
It was a pretty
Yeah.
good movie.
We went during a blizzard.
Yeah, we went during
It
a
was
blizzard.
It was just the three of us.
I don't know,
in the theater.
some of these like newer movies that The Rock's in, like doing some different things, just seem kind of cool.
Did you like Hobbs and Shaw? Did you see that trailer?
It looks so fucking stupid.
Right?
Honestly, like, they should have killed fucking Fast and Furious franchise like a long time ago, and
But
now
it
they're
isn't
doing
Fast
like
and Furious. It's
it's
Hobbs
like
and Shaw, man.
it's a spin-off though.
I know.
But that's what I mean. It's like
Vin
they should have killed that series a long time ago, and now they're doing like spin-off series of it. It's just like, fucking stop.
And now they have like legit superpowers now.
Yeah, I know.
Idris Elba's like
Yeah.
Idris Elba's bulletproof, man.
Yeah. It's
He's like, I'm a ex-super. He's evil
I
Captain
mean,
America.
to be
essentially.
honest, he wrestled a
Cap.
torpedo in the last movie.
Yeah, no,
Like,
he-
we've taken realism and just
Yeah.
like shit. It's
Dude,
bad now,
and then
a
there was
long
that
time
one
ago.
scene Vin Diesel just slams his foot and the concrete breaks. I'm like, the
Yeah.
fuck, is this like an Avengers? Did I run into like, is Vin Diesel Groot in this movie now? Like, how the
Fucking-
fuck is this happening?
Real life anime adaptation.
Yeah. It's the initial D movie. No, I was watching Fast 1 with one of my good friends again. He's like, how the fuck did we go from this to that?
You know what makes me sad about those movies though? Is like if you ever like look into like the cars from the movie, they're all filmed with like really shitty, like barely running 4-cylinder engines and shit, and it's just all special effects, and you're just like, man. As a car guy, that's just like really sad because these cars look really cool in the movie, and then you find out they're essentially just like driving fucking Pintos and Geo Metros and shit around with like nice bodies attached to them.
I'd pay to see them driving actually Pentas.
Well, I mean, it's just like a cheap way of making the movie, but I don't know. But yeah, like the first three are like actually good movies.
Because they're about like racing.
Yeah, and then
So-
you get into the other ones, and it's just like this person died, but
What
they
you're
didn't.
saying-
And now it's a prequel, and now it's a sequel.
Now we're fighting a tank. Well, we have to one up that somehow. So now we're fighting a submarine.
So what you're
What
saying is it's become less fast and more furious.
It's
Yeah,
become
made the
less.
fans more
It's been
furious.
it's been fucking dumb. I'm not even
It's
mad. Like, who gives a shit? It's just
No, he's kind of right. It's less fast, more furious. I don't know, but it's just like they're not even car movies anymore. They're just like obscene action movies.
yeah, they're just
furious.
What number was Tokyo Drift?
3 technically.
yeah.
In
it's still
continuity
because
of the-
that's still because
Even though it's like after all the other ones.
We
Still.
discussed this last
it's
week.
after
I know, but-
it's after 4 and 5 and then 6, 7, 8.
I'm pretty sure it's after all of them.
No, because then it goes.
It's
It goes.
before. It's
It's
after
before-
5.
yeah,
Or
it's
it's
after
before
five.
the last one, but all the other ones I think it's
No, it's
after.
4. It's before 4. It's after 4 and 5, and then Tokyo Drift. Then it goes 6, 7, 8.
I thought Han was in 6.
Han was in 5. and
Isn't
they killed him
6
off.
the one where they drive through the fucking building in Dubai?
No. That's 5.
No, it's not. Oh no, wait. 5 is the one with the bank
Yeah.
where they steal the giant.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
right. So
Six
it's
still has
okay.
Han.
So it's after
6.
it's after 6.
Yeah, because 6 is the
Because
one
7,
where he, like,
8.
Because 6 is the one where he meets up with the chick with the motorcycle, and then she's all like, I don't love you. Because
5
I
is the
have to
one
be-"
where they meet up, and then 6 is where she dies. She dies in 6.
Oh, right. And then he goes to Japan.
Yeah, and
then
that's where he dies. And then 7
Which
is
is like, what the fuck, why?
Which one was the one where Paul Walker dies? Or
He never
rides
dies.
off in the sunset?
Seven.
quote
7.
unquote?
Yeah, he does. That one's called Real Life.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, seven is where he leaves.
Also known as Too Fast, Too Furious, Too Drift.
Why not Fast and Furious Tree?
It's called Fast and
God.
Furious Real Life, 2 Drift, 8 Flip.
Let's just say life hit him really hard.
1
that
fire.
day. But let's
I don't
go.
get sad about
on
Paul
wood.
Walker dying, because if you're gonna drive like a fucking cunt on a road, then
But was it
Crash
him or
it
was
down.
it the other guy?
he was driving. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Turn up Charlie.
Either way, your car doesn't blow up like that. It doesn't flip that many times and blow up if you're not doing something evil.
I don't know if you've seen a Fast and the Furious movie, but it fucking does, John. So
Special effects.
turn up Charlie.
Not in Fast and Furious Real Life Tokyo Drift 4. I don't know. That movie series just needs to be fucking canceled already.
But it won't be.
Well, of course not. It just makes money, so.
You're interested in this.
Yeah,
John.
I thought it looked
I
pretty
think it looks
interesting.
interesting too.
You know what?
I don't know
Turn
why.
up, Charlie.
It
It's
just
that-
caught my eye.
It's the DJ turn. It's the one with Idris Elba.
Oh, yeah.
DJ
I'm interested
becoming
in
a
this.
nanny.
I like music movies quite a bit. And this one just seems a little bit different from.
Did you watch The Get Down on
No.
Netflix? I
Is
think
it a
you'd like
movie
that
or
one.
was it? Or is it?
I've
It's
been,
Netflix
it's in my
series.
queue right now.
You should watch it. It's good.
I was going through some of my queue and I ended up watching some things over it, which was like Polar and then.
Okay, can I ask you what you think?
If I liked it, I enjoyed it. I can understand why people don't care for it because it's really dumb.
It's not good.
But I enjoyed it because I kind of expected it was going to be that sort of the type of movie that it was, and I found that the absurdity of it was really enjoyable to watch.
My favorite thing about Polar was the Netflix interviews, and the guy was like, "So Hideo Kojima," he's like, "I can't talk about that." Matt Nicholson's like, "I can't talk about that. I'll
But yeah.
fucking die."
No, like, I literally, like, read the synopsis for it, and then, like, just saw some of the screenshots that Netflix had of it, and I'm like, this is gonna be, and, like, the director for it, and I was like, this is gonna be weirdly absurd and completely dumb and essentially pointless, and then I watched it, and it was, and I was like, that was actually kind of funny to watch. Like,
I don't
just
know.
because everything was so out there.
Right. I don't know. I'm not a big fan,
But I can understand why people didn't like it because it's like it's weirdly paced. It's kind of dumb. The twist is
everyone. Like, I guess I have just really dumb people on my Facebook. They
Well-
like the shittiest things.
Well,
What they twist?
that's the least common denominator situation.
Right? Everyone likes
So,
the shittiest things.
I guess there was one thing in Polar that I really hated, and that's that like when he's like talking to the girl about the thing that traumatizes her, it's essentially like I don't know, like a non-triggering way to like say this, but she gives him like a rape story, like an I was raped in a library story.
Oh, so.
And then at the end of the movie, you find out that the thing that actually traumatized her was something completely different. So it's literally just like, they just throw this like lie of a rape in the movie and then like don't explain
Yeah,
that
it's a
at
little
any point.
fucked
And I'm
up,
like,
yeah.
that's kind of not cool.
Yeah, no, I get you. Now, everyone fucking like, seriously, you are right. There's a lot of lowest common denominator and like.
Well, I mean, so I complain a lot about like lowest common denominator movies, but like the reason that there's so many of them is because of the lowest common denominator factor. They appeal to the most possible people and they make the most possible amount of money off of that. It's the reason you don't get good movies in niche zones is because they're niche zones, not as many people go see them. And when you're spending millions upon millions of dollars to make a movie, you want to make as much of that back as you can.
Would you say Sword Art Online is the least common
Oh,
denominator?
fucking
anime?
for sure. Are you
Thank
kidding
you.
me? That's
I'm
like
glad.
the most least common
Common
denominator
denominator.
there is.
I feel like it's like I don't understand because
The problem is that like that show is so least common denominator that it's like you start pointing out like one or two flaws and there's no arguments for, well, I enjoyed it anyways. Because it's like, it's so fucking bad.
Right? No. I fucking did that, and I was like, "Why?" They're like, "Why do you hate it?" I'm like, "I can give you a list, but I'm just gonna say I don't like the character."
I'll tell you exactly what I hate about every single arc of that show. Arc 1, fucking anime parents with a computer programmed child. Garbage. You've turned the whole arc into garbage. Arc 2 with the elf thing.
Rape fantasy.
Rape fantasy. You turn the whole thing into garbage. I haven't watched any of the other stuff because I know it's bad, but it's bad.
Motorcycle
Everyone
murderer.
fucking likes it. I'm like,
So it's not as big as it was before because, like, again, the moment you start pointing, like, there's a difference between, like, least common denominator stuff and, like, some things that appeal to a lot of people but have really, really shit writing behind them. And that's that it'll be popular for a little while, and then people will, like, probably won't watch it again, and people will point out reasons why it's bad.
Right.
And then if they do rewatch it, they're like, oh, I guess I just didn't notice that before, and then now they don't like it because they're paying attention to the things that are wrong with it.
right.
It's like before, like, it's like our roommate Brady likes it. But I think one of the reasons he still likes it is he's watched through it once, and he's always doing something else on top of it.
Right.
So he's not just watching the show. He's like
Right.
playing Pokemon behind.
No,
him or
I
something
100%
like that.
understand where that
And I'm
comes
like,
from.
So it's just like there's so much flawed writing, and then there's other reasons why people like that sort of stuff. You get attached to like a dynamic of like two characters that are with each other, like relationship wise,
Right.
and then you'll watch something completely ass garbage just for the final payoff because you've invested
All this
enough time
Right,
into
right.
watching the start of that relationship that you need the payoff for the relationship, regardless of how shit it is in the middle. And then there's also the idea that, like, fan service, ecchi, fucking
Or you could be curious. Like,
titty anime
that is-
girls appeal to people too. You just watch it because
yeah,
it's
I
fan
had,
service.
Jay and I had a roommate that we lived with who liked it just because he's like, I just see myself in Kirito. I'm like,
That's like
not...
the cringiest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I was
in my
like,
life.
this is not good. He's like, 'cause I'm just good at gaming and stuff. I'm like, no.
Ugh.
Don't go this route. And then he bought the game to make himself, like, 'cause in the game, like, in the actual Sword Art Online PS4 game, I think, you can make
There's
yourself...
multiples at this point.
Yeah, you can make yourself look like your own person, but you're still Kirito.
I have the first one because it was free on PS Plus for a while.
And
Played
you-
it for like 4 minutes.
You play through the game and you can look like yourself. So, like, he was doing that, and I remember it was me, Jay, and Jeremy, and Jeremy was just making fun of him, and I'm just
As
like...
you should be.
Yeah, and he's like, isn't this game cool? He's like, it's a fucking weeaboo game. I'm not for this.
No, it's so, I don't know. It's like I understand why those things are really popular. It's just like I just wish that there was. I wish that there was more demand for the actual niche stuff, but every time it gets made, it proves itself in box offices. It proves itself in DVD sales. It's always like 50%. Like, fucking look at fucking Venom. It's like the movie is
Yeah, it's getting a sequel.
literally garbage, and it made fuck tons of money because
It's
It's
only
just
getting
like-
one.
it's just like you have the idea of the hype behind a Venom movie, and then you go see it, and it's just fucking an hour and a half of shut your brain off and do nothing. And like people like me who are like constantly engaged in the media that I'm watching or interacting with, it's like I can't just sit there and shut my brain off and do something stupid for 2 hours unless it's like that's what I want. Like if I go see a Transformers movie, granted, Bumblebee, really good. Actually.
Yeah, it was
Like-
not bad. I really enjoyed the fuck out of
Yeah,
that
me
movie.
too. Like I was like, hell yeah! It's
I
like
was
watching
very
Transformers cartoons.
Yeah, I was
again.
very shocked. I really liked it.
Like-
and all the Transformers had different colors.
Like
So I knew
all
it
the
was
other
fighting.
all the other ones, it's like I went to see them, and there's like parts where I had fun. There's parts where I'm like droning out and like wishing that I could just turn my phone on and check my fucking.
Did you like the last night? You were the
No.
one who liked it. No,
So
okay.
I didn't hate it, but again, that's because I went into it knowing it was going to be garbage, and I was just going to shut my brain off for. Well, so I was aggravated by the end of it because it was like, I'm going to go in and shut my brain off for 2 hours, watch a bunch of robots beat the shit out of each other, and then it ended up being like a 2 hour and 40-minute movie.
Yeah, it was
And I'm
very
like,
fucking long.
This is too long.
Right. And then
I've had to pee for an hour.
the planet is Unicron. So do you
Yeah,
think?
Earth is the Unicron.
Do you think Rocket Man's gonna be one of those most common denominator movies then?
No, but I do definitely think it will be an Oscar bait movie.
Do you think so?
So I think I'm going to enjoy it because I like Elton John.
Do you think? But I feel like a lot of music biopics are always just Oscar bait shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the times they are. I think exceptions to that are like Straight Outta Compton.
Spinal Tap.
Yeah, Spinal Tap.
They're not even a real band, but I really fucking like that movie.
Lol.
Airheads with Brendan Fraser.
The Anvil documentary. I was actually surprised that it hit theaters when it did. That was a long time ago though.
Do you remember when Metallica did that 3D fucking? Did you see that one?
Some Kind of Monster. Yeah,
I
actually liked it a lot too.
Really
So I like music movies quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I was just kind of like a big music head growing up, and I always liked them still. But yeah, I definitely
I think it looks really.
am under the idea that most music movies tend to be Oscar bait. It's always, you can always tell how they are. It's always like the main point of the movie is you have this. It's like even in the trailers you can see the feel good message that they're kind of like pushing at you.
Right.
And then you go see the movie. It's always kind of plays out the same role. It's like you have the rising arc, you have the something happened and it's bad arc.
Right.
And then
you have the fallout of some sort, and then
you have the rise to greatness that happens, and it's always like an inspirational kind of thing. And the exception,
there's always an affair in the middle of everything too.
So the exception to those movies is there are other Oscar bait movies that are like very clearly sad to make you sad movies.
Right.
Like they're not necessarily like The Boy in the Striped Pajamas is a really good example of something like that.
I think Straight Outta Compton did have that same kind of Oscar bait feeling.
I think it had some of that Oscar bait point to it, but there's the problem with the fact that it's
urban,
too risque for the actual like Oscar baitness.
Right.
Because like another thing about Oscar bait movies is they're generally going to be PG to PG-13.
Very safe movies.
Yeah. Well, because again, they're appealing to be like movies that you and your whole family go to and you just feel good when you
I'm not gonna lie, I would take my 10-year-old daughter to Straight Outta Compton.
So while one of the things that it is too is there's always some sort of positive message at the end. Like again, The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. It doesn't make you feel good at the end of the movie, but there's a message behind the movie that has a positive reaction to people.
Yeah, but if
Nazism is bad, the Holocaust is bad.
Well, that's the thing, like, those movies always get, like, if you... Black, World War II, or musical.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree that Straight Outta Compton has a lot of elements.
No, what I'm talking about, the Oscar-based stuff, it's like you're either, like, super black, it's World War II related, like, either, like... World War II or the Holocaust. Like a lot of movies are like that, like, or it's like a musical. Like
a lot of them about tragedies tend to be.
Like when Crash won the Oscar, I never understood why, because I think that movie is awful.
Funny, I just
it's the purest form of Oscar bait.
Yeah, no, that movie really much is. It's just like you want to hit all the common denominators. Besides having a Holocaust,
Crash isn't even like an Oscar, or not. It is definitely an Oscar movie. Crash isn't even like a least common denominator movie. It's literally a checklist movie.
Yeah.
It's like, do you have all of these elements to be nominated for Oscars?
Tragedy, killing a child.
Check.
Crash. Yeah,
there you go.
They shoot a child, and Michael Peña's daughter dies, and he's holding her, and he's like, no, and like they freeze frame it too, just to let you know Michael Peña is in pain.
When did this come out?
2004.
Yeah, that would explain it.
Yeah, Crash came out. Yeah, Crash was one of those movies. That and The Blind Side. The Blind Side was a huge Oscar movie.
Yep. Lots of sports movies tend to be Oscar baity. Like We Are the Titans or whatever it's called.
We Are Titans.
Yeah.
Remember?
Stuff like that.
Remember the Titans.
Yeah, there we go.
Hoosiers.
I mean, the obvious sports movies that are like sports movies with comedy.
I'm kidding.
The Longest Yard.
The first Longest Yard, I would definitely consider a movie that should have been deserving of some sort of Oscar.
Radio.
Yeah,
Radio also you should be disabilities.
It's always just like there's some sort of feel-good action trying to be pushed.
He's a zany guy with the radio.
Even if it's like a tragedy sort of thing, like the Titanic or it's Boy with the Striped Pajamas or whatever that Pearl Harbor movie that came out like a couple of years ago was.
Pearl Harbor.
Was it just called Pearl
It's
Harbor?
just called Pearl Harbor.
I thought so, but I wasn't sure.
Michael Bay's Pearl Harbor.
Is it Michael Bay?
Yeah,
but
it's America's fuck.
Yeah, trust me, I know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
there's a lot of things that.
So it's like the two spectrums. It's like you have your pure feel-good movies, and you have your movies that take some sort of tragedy and are specifically meant to make you feel sad.
That's
and
understandable.
The very Oscar baity kind of.
How does Hellboy make you feel? Oh, actually.
Oh, yeah, do we want to talk about Hellboy?
Hold on, I gotta ask. Zach, you had something you wanted to hold back for the podcast when I was making fun of you about Rocket Man.
It's because I knew what you were going to say about it. Because I was hating on the Queen trailers.
Yeah, we brought this up numerous times too.
And then after the first time I walked out, I was like suddenly the biggest Queen fan.
I don't know. I think there's some other songs that I would have. Like, Rocket Man's probably his most popular song.
I don't think so. I think like Goodbye Yellow Brick Road would have been.
I think.
Or Circle of Life.
I don't know. Like one of the. I'm just kind of like bugged by the name, because like it's just like Rocket Man. I'm like, that's the song from Elton John that everybody knows. And they did the same thing with Queen. They did the same thing with Queen.
Yeah, but like least common denominator, remember?
Yeah, but like, come on, with the name of the movie.
What's the least common? You had this.
You can still pick a song that's well known. That's not like the only one that everybody's heard.
I think Goodbye Yellow Brick Road would have been a good one.
I think just Yellow Brick Road would have been.
Yeah, that would have been good. Name. Crocodile Rock, I would have been down. If
I would have been very down.
I'd be very down because that's like my fucking hype
That's
song.
One of my favorite.
Yeah, that
Elton
really
John
is
songs.
too.
I don't know. I like Elton John, which is kind of gay, but I don't care.
You can't do that now. This is 2019. You be as gay as you want, John.
I guess you're right, but well, it's not like gay, like homosexual. Well,
yeah. Don't let him lie.
I don't know, like
gay as homosexual.
I don't know.
Send your dick pics to I am John Dean on YouTube.
I'm actually kind of looking forward to Rocket Man.
My Twitter is at I am John Dean. You can DM me any.
He's Twitter famous. Remember that, guys.
Yeah, he's Twitter famous.
One post.
330 likes the first night.
Yeah, it's up to like 600 something now.
600.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I'm so proud of myself.
So Twitter.
I'm
so
surprised
humble,
we could get
bro.
such a special guest on the show.
Twitter famous, John.
My biggest accomplishment.
How's your fucking not
my
your Honedge Instagram picture?
Oh,
is
not very
is that
good.
picked
I
up?
was really sad. I was like, man, take the time to Photoshop my Aegis into my own pictures and make a good joke.
Did you put your Bellsprout one on Twitter though? That one I feel like could have definitely.
I don't remember.
You should do that. That one.
I did, but I didn't like hashtag it or anything.
Oh, you should, because that one would probably do bangers on that one. Cause
probably
that
not anymore, because the like Pokemon snapshot thing isn't as relevant now.
Oh, that was so funny though.
It's
that
relevant
first game.
for all of them.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
The only one I did is I was squaring up with my Hitmonchan, so. Yeah, so how
I just wish that they'd switch it so you could use the front camera so that I could take selfies with my Rapidash, because I've been walking that bitch for like 3 years now. It's been my only buddy in Pokemon Go since they've introduced that feature.
My Eevee has been my only buddy in Pokemon Go.
And I'm just like, I just want to be able to be like, why is there a horse in my car?
I wish the Rapidash would be on your shoulder too, like the bigger Pokemon.
I just wish that it wasn't like, you have to find a flat surface, and I'm like, just let me put it on the screen.
I see that picture.
So what do you think of Hellboy though?
I'm really pumped for this movie.
That's
So
good.
I can understand why people are like, I don't want to see it because of Ron Perlman.
I do not understand that shit.
So I like Ron Perlman as Hellboy, so I understand why people want to see him continue to do that.
They need to get over themselves.
But that doesn't mean that I'm not still excited for this movie.
Whiny bitches.
I'm just like,
Easy there.
yeah, chill.
Whiny bitches. Just
But
need
no,
to get over it.
I'm really fucking pumped. Especially now that like I've seen some actually like good shit. Like that scene with the demon like tearing people up in the city.
It's pretty dope, yeah.
It's like, fuck yeah.
That transformation scene.
Like you
Yeah,
said, all this shit is coming out very soon.
Yeah, like.
And it's just like, good God.
Like, I was not expecting to see the end of that trailer, and it's just, like, April 12, and I'm like, that's like a month! What the fuck?
There's so much shit. There's so much shit that's going before I leave, and I'm just like, oh, I get to
Like,
spend time
Avengers
with all my
Endgame is,
friends.
like, another month and a half, 2
Yeah.
months or
It's
something.
like April.
Oh, man,
April
I'm so pumped
24th.
for that,
Yeah, we're gonna
Captain
go
Marvel's
see that.
this
Captain Marvel's
week.
this week, yeah. Shazam is a month after that.
Yeah.
And then it's Hellboy, then it's Avengers. Us comes out 2 weeks from now, I
don't
think.
even know what that is.
It's a new Jordan Peele movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It looks good. I want to see that one.
We'll see.
Did you like Get Out?
Yeah, I did, but
Okay.
like, I don't know if that's the type of movie that I think is gonna be good twice.
I don't think it's the
'Cause
same as Get Out, though. I think this
No,
would be a
it's
totally
definitely
different thing.
not. But it's just kind of like, there's like a theme to Get Out that I feel like is kind of also the theme of this movie, and I'm just like, you did something really cool by like destroying everyone's expectations
Of course,
what you were
John,
gonna
it's
do.
scary to be black. That's literally the theme of the movie.
But
Get your shit together.
I don't know, like so.
Woke fam.
I really
my
love when like writers and stuff like are known for like one thing.
You don't want
and
them to
then
just
they do
continuously make the same shit.
Well, yeah, and then they just make something completely different, and it's like really, really good. It's just like, I want to see what you do when you do something completely different again.
Like Wes Anderson does a lot of the same thing.
Yeah, but and
I'm not trying to be that guy. I'm just.
I would love to see him do something else too. So
I want Wes
okay,
Anderson
so
to make a superhero
there's a slight
film.
bit of an argument with Wes Anderson and the fact that like stop motion animation is so difficult and so
Right,
time
I'm not
consuming.
dogging Wes
has to
Anderson.
be
I'm
one
just
of
giving
those-
you.
It has to be one of those things you dedicate like your
Yeah.
entire life to because it's so impossible to master.
Right, no, I totally I was just giving you shit. I was
like, I'm definitely probably gonna go see this movie, and I have no doubts that it's gonna be a good movie.
You
I
think
just-
it's just gonna be the same? Like, hey, look at this. It's
No.
terrible to be African American in America.
Not necessarily that.
Not
I'm
like
just-
in a bad way. It's just that's,
yeah, like I'm just kind of like, I think I'd be more excited for it if it was something kind of like way off the rails again.
You're right.
Like if it was just
So like if it's a white person in trouble, I get
No,
it.
fuck that.
I'm kidding.
white people are never in trouble.
So you want an Asian horror movie like The Ring? Is that what you're telling me?
We've already
What?
have The Ring.
Yeah, The Ringu.
No, I don't know. Like
You didn't
if,
know that?
No, I've
The
never
Ring
seen
was
The Ring.
like a remake of
So
a
was
Japanese
Like
horror
if he
movie.
just like came out and was like, I made a movie that's just like a legit romance, I'd be like, I don't even like romances and you've got me
So
interested.
are you sad that he's making Candyman because they just
Announced the actor.
announced the
who played
actor
Candyman.
and he's the guy who Black Manta from the new Aquaman movie.
I'm not like
Whoa.
sad about it. I didn't even know he was
African
doing
American.
it. Is it like a Candyman remake or
Yeah,
what?
it's a reboot.
I don't think we needed that to begin with, but I mean that's whatever.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not really into the Candyman series for horror movies. So.
It's like Bloody Mary, but a man with a hook.
And the name isn't nearly as horrifying as people.
no, like I
Candyman.
I don't want to like I
But
don't
that
want to
wasn't
sit
supposed
here.
to be. Candyman was supposed to. The original short story was a psychological horror. Like it has nothing to do with the Candyman,
Yeah, I
the
know, I'm
terrifying
just saying.
name. I hated how
They-
they got
they could've
into his fucking
adapted-
origin story. Did you watch that? The third one was into his origin story.
Isn't it like he gets covered in bees?
Yeah,
and
because
stung to
he's
death?
he gets falsely accused of like raping. No, he falls in love with a white lady.
I was
it
gonna say
during
that's Freddy.
Yeah.
That gets like falsely accused of like.
touching children's
kids.
But he
babies.
does though in the new.
No,
in the
they
reboot.
changed
New
that.
one. They rebooted it. They
Yeah.
retconned.
When-
He
when
still
they changed
murders children
it.
though.
Originally, it was that he did
Just-
do it. They changed it in the newer ones, which was kind of nice of them.
He did murder, like, either
Well, yeah,
way, like,
this-
he still murdered. He didn't have to diddle them to kill them,
Well,
but he
yeah.
was still a monster.
I mean, that's fine. It's just
So,
like
yeah, the Candyman origin story is like, he loved a white woman, and her dad's like, not a black man! And then he's like, you raped her to get her pregnant. And so they cut his hand off, because they're like, you'll never use this again to touch a woman. Not both hands, just
yeah,
one.
because that's what you rape women
Yeah.
with.
Yeah, not both hands with one, and then they put honey on him, and then threw
It
like
was supposed
bees
to be
at him.
symbolism for
Yeah,
his
yeah.
They threw bees at him, and they're like, "Ha, he's sweet to the bees, Candyman, Candyman." And Todd, whatever his name's, like, "See, this is what they did to me," and he's
Now
like,
you know why I think those movies are dumb.
Yeah.
Really? That's the word?
Anyways, back to Us. Like, I don't want to sit here and say that, like, I think Us is going to be a bad movie, because I don't. I think it's going to be a good movie. I'd be more excited for it if it
Jordan
was...
Peele wasn't putting himself in a box.
No, not necessarily that, because, like, he was in a box, like, with his show and everything they had worked on before.
Because
like,
it was just...
At that point, all he had ever done was comedy. And then Get Out comes out, and you kind of see it, and you're like, that seems interesting compared to whatever he does. But you expect it to be funny, because that's all he's ever done, and you go see it, and you're like, holy cow, that was not what I expected at all. When I see Us, I kind of see the same thing as Get Out was, and I'm just like, I want to see something that's going to be like, dude, fucking Jordan actually make this? And then I go see it, and it's good, and I'm like, holy fuck, I can't believe he can write this completely different genre.
So you're a
But if I go see Us, and it completely, like, blows me out of the water, like,
subvert your thought about
I will
what you think
be
it is.
massively impressed. He has proven that he's a great writer.
Do you think that, like, he shouldn't have become, like, a co-writer of the new Twilight Zone series then?
No, I'm fine with that.
You're fine with that?
Like,
no, I'm very curious. You know,
like, I'm very down with that.
it's just, you know, it's. I like having conversations.
I don't know. I like,
nice.
like I'd like to see him do, like, all sorts of different kinds of stuff.
I hope
but
we'll still be able to phone in when we do this.
Probably every once in a while.
Through the
the
internet.
online radios.
But, no, like, I don't think there'll ever be anything that he comes out with that I don't at least check out, because of, like, I cannot express how difficult it is to be a writer in multiple genres. Like, it's difficult enough to be good at writing one sort of thing, and to actually be good at it, and, like, comedy is one of those things that, like, it's a little bit easier to be good at that, because, like, it's not always that difficult to make people laugh. But to make people laugh at the same joke multiple times, that's kind of tough, and that's something that he's good at. But when he makes a movie that is not comedy at all, it's completely different, you prove that you are not just a great writer, but you're an excellent one, because you are now skilled in writing in multiple different genres. You're good at evoking multiple emotions for people. And I would like to see, like,
more
what other kind of emotions he can evoke out of people in a skilled manner. So, like I said, I'll always be interested in everything that he makes from now on because of that. But at the same time, it's probably just me being like, make the things that you're probably going to make faster or whatever, because I'm sure he's probably already, like, working on writing something that's completely different than what he did before.
Right. I don't think he is. Like, his new production company is based on like you can, like, the Monkey Paw production company is actually very interesting, because you could be like a startup writer and you can submit it to it and they'll still look at it and review it, and you might have a possibility of, like, actually.
Well, yeah, for sure. There's a couple.
So let's write a movie, guys. I'm kidding. Let's not.
I'm totally
Give us
down.
some of your short film scripts.
I love writing, man.
Send it in.
So, do you like Rambo?
Rambo?
Yeah.
Rainbow or Rambo?
Rambo.
Rambo. I like Rambo.
Rambo 5 Last Blood. It will
All
be
right,
released
I'm
September
done. I don't like it
2019.
I like Rambo 1 and 2.
I like Rambo 1 a lot. I think Rambo 1 is an interesting movie.
I think the first one's really good. Like, really, really good.
Yeah, it's very
good. It's a great example of mixing action with
drama,
like sadness.
Yeah.
Like, and making you excited to see machine guns going off, but really sad about something. The second one is just a really good action movie. It really doesn't have as much emotion as the other one, and then the other ones are just kind of like, just do something different.
But Sylvester Stallone rips someone's fucking throat out in the fourth one. Isn't that cool, John?
I guess.
He kills child molesters.
I guess. Never mind. I changed my mind.
God, that movie is
it's
just
kind of like
it got over it. I get where you're coming from.
It's the same thing with, like, Fast and Furious. It's just like, I don't want to see the same thing happen over and over again.
But it's not. He's doing more fucking weird ass shit.
I don't know.
Less about the cars, more about the rage.
Well, I don't know.
Remember, it's less fast and more furious.
In Rambo's case, yes.
There's nothing that interests me about hearing that there's another Rambo movie.
I think
It's
he's
the
just
whole
same-
Stallone story.
It's literally just gonna be like as if they were just another Rocky movie. Oh, it's the same thing, but now he's old and tired. I'm like,
I think
fucking...
there's a strong difference though with Creed than like the Rambo.
Well,
movies.
I agree with that too. My thing is like the fact that there's like 8 Rocky movies.
Right. Okay. So you're not meaning like the.
I don't mean Creed, because like Creed is different. It has a different feel to the movie in general.
It's a really good.
Like it's definitely kind of sort of like the same kind of like lineup and.
Right. It's a passing the torch series.
But it definitely has like its own feel because of that like passing the torch.
Right.
Aspect.
And so like I just wanted.
Like, you never get that from any of the Rocky movies.
So you don't like Rocky Balboa, where he's old as shit, and he technically wins because they're like, we vote Rocky. Do you like Rocky 4 though? The one where he fights fucking the Russian? I fucking love that movie only because of the fucking montage training scene.
I'm just kind of like, parts of that movie are good. I mean, parts of all of the Rocky movies are pretty good, but at the same time, it's just like.
Also, Creed blows Rocky's fight scenes out of the water because they actually did boxing.
I mean, to be fair, it's like. First of all, yes, they actually did boxing. They couldn't really do that before. Like,
I mean, they could, but they're muscle bound.
But it's just like they're just gonna beat the shit out of each other on camera. So like the guys in Creed are professional fighters, but also professional stunt doubles. So like they're good at like making everything look as real as possible while not actually like really hurting each other.
They could have had that shit, though, back in the day.
Probably, but the special effects were definitely not as good. That's the difference. Is like cinematography and special effects have made such a leap in the past, like, 10, 15 years that, like, that's something we can do now. That's something that we know how to do better now. Also, like, because you could have filmed it in that way before, but it probably wouldn't have looked as good.
That's understandable.
So it's just like an advancement in technology kind of thing.
I get you.
So it's like, of course, I'm trying to think of like what's a good example. It's just like animation nowadays. Like, of course, 2D animation now look in like Into the Spider-Verse looks so much better and has more motion to it than Cinderella. It's because we've had so much time to.
The new Jonas Brothers song is much more of a banger than Burn It Up.
I've actually heard that.
It's not bad.
I don't know. I haven't listened to it.
Why'd you bring us to the Jonas Brothers?
I was never into the Jonas Brothers
either.
before.
I wanted to make the fucking joke, man. I was trying to make the fucking joke.
Yeah, they're back.
Huh.
I don't know why. They probably ran out of money. Or not
No
the...
way they run, like, the oldest ran out of money, if anything.
Jonas is really successful.
I was going to say, 2 of them probably ran out of money, and the other one was like, alright, fine.
No, I think one of them ran out of money.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Maybe their parents ran out of money.
They're like, hey kids, you need to fucking do this now. Alright, back into this. It Chapter 2, John, it comes out this year.
I don't care.
Most bloodiest scene in the horror movie coming up.
I
what?
Alright, so...
The funniest what?
Bloodiest.
Oh, bloodiest.
I don't care about anything that comes out Stephen King movie-wise from now on. That's because they ruined The Dark Tower.
The Dark Tower.
So you're not excited for Pet Sematary?
Not really. I don't know. I'll probably go see it, but it's like Pet Sematary is kind of one of my Stephen King novels. I don't think it's bad, but I never really like...
I feel like killing a child twice in a book is just kind of like, eh.
So here's my thing. I don't really care about like the idea of like murdering youngsters in media all that much.
You don't like child killing.
I care. I don't like real life child killing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't really like real life killing of anybody, but except for myself. Haha, finger guns, pew pew.
No.
But in media, like I'm okay with realizing that things are fake. What I don't like is sexualizing children in media. Because, like, there's a difference between, like, oh, they died. That kind of sucks. But you're like, nobody actually died. You see this, like, really gross thing of, like, a child orgy in it, and you're just like, that's fucking disturbing. It's just like, so, like, there's a line that crosses, I suppose, with that sort of stuff. Like, if you brutalize a child in a movie, it's just like, that's like, too real. It's like... when you make things look really real, I guess.
Right.
But like when I'm reading a book and you just hear the 12-year-old was stabbed and he died.
You're like, oh,
You're just
no.
like, okay, yeah, like, I realized nobody got stabbed. But if I'm, like, reading a book and someone's like, he, like, really...
Anakin destroyed the child's
I was
face
gonna make
by
a
burning
younglings
it
joke at one
with
point
his
when I said
lightsaber.
youngsters, but I was like, I don't know.
So, like, did the youngling
But
scene
when-
not make you mad then, right?
Not really.
Okay, because it's just, like, left ambiguous.
So there's, like, one thing that, when I was watching it, I was kind of like, this is just really stupid. But,
What's wrong,
no, not
Mr.
really.
Anakin?
It's just, like, I don't have, like, an explicit emotional reaction to, like, movie scenes unless they're explicitly over the top.
Okay.
Like, if I see... excuse me, like a murder scene that's like excessively brutal
Right.
and really realistic, I'm like, that's kind of fucked.
Right.
Unless it's like, if it's in a movie that like I'm expecting this sort of thing, like if it's in a horror movie, I'll look past it a little bit. Like, there's some things where I'm like, that's just excessively unnecessary, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
You're just like, nah.
There's like a bunch of things that like happen in that movie where I'm like, it doesn't really like disturb me or bother me, but I'm like,
It's
that's
just, like, weird.
just like, it's like how it's edgy. It's like you're edgelording it at that point.
Okay.
Where I'm like, it doesn't disturb me. I don't
You're
think
just
it's
trying too hard.
It's unnecessarily
So every Rob Zombie movie ever.
distasteful.
So,
That's
like,
what it is.
Every Rob Zombie movie ever.
Kinda sorta. But I do like
I like House of a
I
Thousand
like
Corpses.
The Devil's Rejects and I like House of a Thousand Corpses.
But I feel like afterwards he just was
But
like
yeah,
trying
afterwards.
to edgelord it up.
Yeah, exactly. But like anything that has to do with like sexualizing children, I'm just
Yeah, okay,
like,
yeah, this is like, we
this
went
is
on a
fucking
weird tangent. Just-
not okay.
Yeah, let's circle back to why you're mad. Not mad. Why you don't care.
Why I don't care about it is because like I've read the books. I know that there's like a child orgy in it. I don't fucking care to give my money to that kind of media. I'm like, there's no reasoning as to why that scene has to exist.
It doesn't exist in movie format, though.
In the new ones?
In the new ones.
No, they sexualized that little girl. They fucking did. I watched that movie, and I saw that up-close scene of her taking her shirt off, and I was like, I'm fucking done. I'm out of here. I'm standing up. I'm walking out the door. This is me opening the door. This is me closing the door. Goodbye.
Did you actually walk out?
I'm back.
No, he stayed through the entire movie, didn't you?
I didn't go see it in theaters, but I watched it afterwards, and I torrented it because I knew that it was fucked up because I saw somebody else talking about it, and I was like, I'm not fucking paying for that.
You know
And
what?
I'm like, and like, yes, I know that the orgy scene doesn't exist, but they still sexualize a 12-year-old, and I'm not cool with that. There is literally like a 4-second pan shot of her when she's like putting or taking off her shirt. I don't remember which one it was. Of just like
I've only watched that movie twice. and
sliding up her abdomen right up to her little fucking 12-year-old bra, and you're just like, what the fuck? Why do we have to keep doing this with this movie, in this series? Can we not just move to the point where we're like, Stephen King, you're fucked up. Go to a therapist. Get this kitty shit out of your system.
Okay, Jay.
And then actually write a good book.
As in, he looks like Jay from Jay and Silent Bob. All right.
No, lol.
Let's move forward.
You're talking about your roommate.
No, he looks like Jason Mewes.
I don't know. It's one of the reasons why like I'm okay with movies like Pet Sematary and The Dark Tower getting like made into other things, because I'm like, Stephen King has a lot of fucking like, some of his stories are just like, there's no reason that this should be here, and there's no reason that it should be okay, that it exists in this media, and I'm just like,
all right,
we need to take this paragraph and we need to delete it.
Okay, let's.
And for some reason, they keep putting stuff like that into the other forms of media.
They're making a Viewmaster movie.
A what?
A Viewmaster movie. Do you remember those little things?
For
like,
it?
No, like.
Or for Pet Sematary?
No, for like they're making a legit Viewmaster movie.
Oh, I was like, what do you mean?
No, I'm trying to fucking move forward.
Like, is this the movie that it is, or is this like some sort of new technology?
No,
they're
they're making a Viewmaster movie about. I don't fucking know.
Oh.
MGM and Mattel are like, we're gonna make a Viewmaster movie. I'm like, what the fuck you gonna do?
I mean,
They're gonna use the Viewmaster.
You never know. Like VR is a thing now. Like, I don't expect VR to be a thing in movie theaters at any time soon, but like.
No, but the movie's about like it uses the Viewmaster as the plot.
Okay, it's like very.
Like it's
confused
it's
for that
Mattel
there.
trying to market Viewmaster to make a movie.
Randy,
So,
you must become
what's the movie
the
about?
Viewmaster.
Is there
No,
anything
they're
on
just
it?
saying, hey, we're gonna make a movie about the Viewmaster.
I don't know. That sounds kind
We're
of
getting
cool,
into the news?
honestly.
Really?
This is the news.
I mean, it's like an
the actual
ancient
news,
toy
not
at
the
this
trailers.
point. Like, I remember playing that in my Wii day, playing with
Past
that.
the trailers.
This is best of trailers.
That's what I was
Shut the
wondering.
fuck up!
Anyways, I remember playing with these things when in my Wii days, like a millennia ago. Like fucking, I haven't seen one in like 1,000 years though, so I'm kind of like, well, why now?
I don't fucking know. It's
I don't know.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia.
It's got me interested though. That's for sure.
Fucking Ready Player One got me interested in the '80s, man.
I don't know. I still haven't seen
Oh, that movie's fucking dumb. I
that.
hate it.
So like I've seen that whole movie, but I still haven't watched it in one sitting. Like when I've maybe seen it like twice, and the first time I watched it in like 2 parts. Like I watched like an hour of it one time, and then like 3 days later I finished it. And then the second time I watched it, and like 2 weeks later I watched like 15 minutes, and like 3 weeks later I watched the ending. So I'm like I can't really decide on if I like that movie or not, because I'm like parts of it are good, and then like, but I can't watch it from start to finish for some reason.
So apparently Rami Malek is going to be the new villain in the James Bond movie.
Is that the
You mean
actor's
Rami
name
Malek?
or the
Yeah.
character's name? Oh, okay,
Oh.
Rami Malek.
Mr.
Okay.
Robot.
Yeah.
Eh.
Fucking
I
Freddie
don't know.
Mercury.
Great.
He's gonna wear
Is he
those
gonna wear
fake
the
teeth.
fake
Yeah,
teeth?
he's
Yeah.
gonna wear the fake teeth. Hello, darling. Bonds. Apparently they're making a Hotel Transylvania 4. I didn't fucking know about this.
I knew about this one, surprisingly.
I did not, so...
I did.
And I'm a child, so I'm just
when
like...
did they make the third one?
Yeah, exactly. So when I saw
What?
the announcement for the 4th one, I was like, they made a 3rd one?
Yeah,
Yep.
they're on a
Shit,
cruise.
did that
That's
happen?
right, I
They're
remember
on a
that
fucking
now.
cruise.
The first
Oh,
one
shit.
is the takes place in the hotel. The
So,
second
I
one
like
takes
the
place
first
in the
one.
hotel.
Yeah, the second one takes place in the hotel.
But
They
it's
just
more
have
about
a
the
kid
child.
now.
Yeah,
They
it's
just have
about
a
the kid.
And then the third one, they're on a cruise.
Like basically Dracula's daughter's trying to get him fucked. So
So here's the issue with Hotel Transylvania 3. It's not in a hotel, and it's not in Transylvania. What the fuck, writers?
Cruise Transylvania 3.
It'd be like Cruise Atlantic 3,
yeah.
or wherever they are. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I didn't
James
even know it
Gunn's
existed.
Suicide Squad starts filming in September, and Will Smith is not going to be in it.
John's happy about
I
that.
give that one 2 thumbs way up. That's a Hercules joke and not an Aladdin joke, but we're gonna let it pass. He's probably too busy being blue.
Did you like that? Did you see that trailer? Did you like that trailer?
It was
Not good.
so I don't know. Like,
Did you see
My
them
thing
beating
is-
him into Majin Buu?
yes, my thing is like, I don't understand the outrage for Blue Will Smith. Because I'm like, how did you guys not expect this to be the thing?
Because they complained that he wasn't blue in the first pictures they had. So then they're like, yo, dog, we'll make him fucking blue.
Okay, well, my thing
Now
anyways
everybody's pissed.
is
Yeah.
that the rest of the movie looks like garbage.
And-
From the trailer that they showed. I'm like, this is like 2005 level CGI. What the fuck?
Well, this is like still in like, we won't see this movie till next year.
Probably, but like,
I-
still.
It's still
If
probably
you
pre-rendered
if you
stuff.
can't make like a decent trailer, why not wait?
Right.
Like, that's my thing.
Right. No. Here's my thing.
So I think, so personally, I think that the like Blue Will Smith is just like the easiest thing to point out, and everybody else also just doesn't like the rest of it. But I think the rest of it looks more egregious than the Blue Will Smith.
That's understandable.
But
Aquaman 2 is coming out December 16th, 2022. I like the first Aquaman.
I
I
haven't
never
seen
saw
it.
it.
I'm not fucking with you. I like that movie a lot.
I mean, if he rides a fish,
He rides a fish.
yes.
He's
then
like,
it's a good
fuck,
movie.
he's surfing on a shark, man. He's doing.
Oh, it's just one?
No, he rides multiple fishes.
Like at the same time?
Yeah, he
like
jumps.
one on each foot flying through the air.
How fucking cool would that have been?
And then he's got leashes tied to each one.
No,
of them?
that'd be dope as fuck.
Put that in the script for number 2.
I actually think he does.
It's my favorite Aquaman gif.
I think he does actually. I think he rides 2 seahorses like.
Then it's a good movie. I don't have to see it.
Like he just does. He does the Moana Maui yell while he's going down like woo, and I'm like, I'm fucking
I don't know.
sold.
Like I've seen part of it, and it's just like
Pitbull doesn't cover to Africa.
The reason that I think it's good is because like they knew who the actor was gonna be beforehand, so it's like they writ Jason Momoa into the movie.
Yeah, it's a bro.
It's not movie. An Aquaman movie.
It's a bro
Jason
movie.
Momoa. It's an underwater Jason Momoa.
Yeah, it's a bro film. It's an underwater bro film. It's literally him going, whoa.
It's literally like, well, we got Jason Momoa and he's really cool and really attractive. Let's
have him do cool shit.
Let's have him do Jason Momoa stuff. And they're just like, we wrote the script for Jason Momoa. We wrote the
And Jason Momoa was like,
Momoa.
It seems like I have my shirt on in all of these. Rip.
You've got a movie that's just like dudes can go see it and be like, hell yeah. And you've got a movie that girls can go see it
and go
be like,
sploosh.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. It's just like, it was written to have Jason Momoa starring in it.
They don't just call it Aquaman because it's wet in the theaters.
Oh my god.
He's the most moist superhero. Just like my panties. But no, I don't know.
Did someone turn the thermostat on? It's so moist in here.
Jason Momoa is like one of my favorite human beings ever.
He's a cool dude.
He owns like 4 custom motorcycles and they're all so fucking cool.
He's from Iowa.
Is he actually?
Yeah. He literally played soccer with Superman. Brandon Routh from the 2016 Superman. They both played soccer for Norfolk at the same time.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And
I don't know.
Here constantly.
It's just like, I think some of the other character talent in that movie was probably a little wasted from what I've seen. But like at the same time, it's just like it seems to be a really fun movie.
It's a fun movie. Like it's not like wow, this writing is really good. No, it's like a legit like, man, I'm having a fun ride here.
I've literally seen like half an hour of it, and I'm like, I want to see the rest. I just haven't yet.
It's a fun ride. Like that's literally like. It's not a, like...
And that's probably the one character that you want to just make a fun movie about.
Right.
Because it's just like, nobody expects anything good from Aquaman. Give him
I think Shazam is also another one of those movies that comes out that's going to be a fun ride.
Well, yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a fun movie. I don't think it has the thing that, like, Aquaman has.
Yeah, but that's because it was written for Jason Momoa.
Well, here's the thing about Aquaman is everybody just expects him to be, like, he's the guy that's worn green tights for the past fucking and orange.
Hey, that dude pulls him off too. Like he wears that orange and green armor, and it's just that's not fun. Like
which is fine, but like the only sort of like media we have so far for Aquaman is like the one Justice League movie where it's just like all right, whatever, and then the cartoon. And then I guess you have like some of the other more niche stuff. But most people haven't seen that.
But you have him in Justice League Unlimited being a fucking badass.
Yeah, but most people haven't watched that.
Most people our age who have gone into it have seen that.
Yeah, probably, but like
they grew up with Hookhead Aquaman or Meme Aquaman.
That's also still like a really small percentage of people that are gonna go see this movie because again, it's the least common denominator.
I don't believe that because like most people were confused like. Most people didn't know Green Lantern was white before he was black, so everyone, when they saw Ryan Reynolds being cast, were like, why is this happening?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, the only thing that people have for this example is, like, internet culture stuff.
Right.
Things they've seen of him on the internet. That's literally just the memes. Like, I guarantee you the majority of people that, like, have seen this movie or any of the other superhero movies, like... I'm sure it's probably a less even split when it comes to, like, Justice League because it was a cartoon, like, on Cartoon Network and shit like that. But I guarantee, like, the majority of the people still haven't watched that.
You can watch it at the DC Universe for over $7.99.
Shameless plug. We're not even sponsored.
Hey,
Don't
not
give
even.
them that
check
right
out
now.
our
He's
sponsor.
trying to.
Check it out,
Subscribe to
He's
the
trying
page,
to.
click the like button, hit the bell, get alerted, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/mypussysmellslikebeefsticks.
Touch John's penis.
Send us $50 a month and we'll look at you weird.
All right, so we have one more
Pussy
news
smells
story.
like beef sticks.
What the fuck? Brooklyn Nine-Nine gets renewed for
This
season
is
7.
Woo!
Woo!
You know what else gets renewed for more seasons?
Not Game of Thrones.
The Simpsons.
Yeah.
31 and 32 now, is it?
God, that's so fucking awful. It needs to die.
I don't... It's,
Take it
yeah,
to pasture.
Old Yeller, that shit.
Yeah, dude, I'm sorry.
Put Homer in that retirement home.
Yeah, make him retarded. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Wait, what?